Claude Code initially for me was probably one of the more productive ones. It actually understood my project structure really, really quickly. We're going to do a very, very live test of this one. I have got a Claude demo running right here. And we'll open up another little window next to it. And we'll go into Claude demo. And I have not touched this one yet at all. There's no Claude MD file in here. There's no conventions files. I want to see if it can figure out how to list the pods without me telling you any more about it. So we'll start up Claude. And one of the things you want to do says ensure yes, proceed. That's fine, totally fine. What we'll want to do though is probably init this project to give me an initialized Claude.md file, which is kind of cool because it's going to go through and actually analyze your repository and put some initial conventions in there based on the way you do work, which is kind of nice. So that you get basically a nice starting point from that. While that one's going, let's go back over here and check in on Goose. Oh, here we go. It's a little hard to read because of the white on yellow, but you can see that it's giving me a tech stack overview of all the front end, back end, all the infrastructure pieces, Kubernetes and AWS and Tilt, and uses ECR. Pretty killer like overview. Let's send it on its way to refactor this from GraphQL to REST API. Now that it knows all about the project. Yeah, see here, that init is doing the exact same thing basically that Goose just did for me, looking at all the files, trying to understand how things work, and now it's made its own little to-do list, creating a comprehensive Claude.md file. And you can see the tokens. You can just watch money burn on the command line right there, which is always fun.
Needs a little fire icon.
It totally needs a fire icon for that. Yeah, so the dynamic tasks. So it is creating a sub agent. So this is new. The Goose actually you just saw it launch another MCP server. It has created a sub agent to go after this task so it can actually work on multiple parts of my code in parallel. And I didn't tell it to do that. It just figured out a game plan for attacking this problem and launched a sub agent right there to do more work on my behalf. Um, I'm surprised my computer is still alive, given that I'm running 3 Kubernetes clusters locally with 3 different coding agents all going at it full speed right here. Okay, there we go. It is creating, it just created it. It knows what it is. It knows that it's using tilt for local dev, which is really helpful. List the running pods. We'll see if it gets that right. And you can talk to it pretty English. It's going to ask you if you can run certain kinds of commands. So here it's asking if I can proceed with git kubectl. That's not on its whitelist. So it's going to ask. Now you can create a Claude whitelist of commands that it's automatically allowed to run. So given what your organization's level of uh, confidence with that is, there you go. So it does understand. Now see here, create. Hey, let's see if this one works a little better. Django super user with username, admin, and password, admin. I just found that the Claude Code worked really well out of the box without much cajoling. And I think it's getting a little upset about the TTY terminal a bit. I think it's going to figure out that it can add in a non-interactive flag and tell it to go again. So it knows that if I want to not make a super user, I'm not just running the Python manage command locally. I have to run that inside of this terminal. Actually, 8,000 is not right. It's actually going to be 8,001. Let's see if that one worked. 8,002. And then I'm going to pass this over to that's the Goose demo. Let's go to 2. There's the Claude demo. And let's see if admin works. Bingo. So it did the magic. It went inside my Kubernetes clusters and did all the things. So actually, I'll let Travis take over from here with the rest of the Claude Code demo.
All right, thank you. Let's just see if I've got the right desktop.